This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. I'm Rowan. I'm the host of Tarot and Cartomancy Association in Singapore, and glad that everybody can join this meetup. And we will talk about two interesting topics. One is about the Fool, and second one is about the fifth element. So I know a lot of you are quite new to the tarot systems and tarot card matter. So let me maybe give some introduction to what is the full card. Okay. So in tarot, there is a total of 78 cards consisting of 56 minor arcana cards and 22 major arcana cards. So because this is the first time we are doing a session on this tarot, I would say Zoom speaking on some topics on. So I decided with a fresh beginning, I will start with the first card of the entire what do you call major arcana, which is the Fool. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so this is one of the most popular Fool card in the entire tarot society. So in tarot cards, this is known as the Fool from RWS. RWS refers to Rider Waite Smith deck. So a bit of background about White Rider Waite Smith deck. So Rider is the publisher of this deck, and then White is Arthur Edward White, who is the person who designed the deck, and Smith refers to Paulina Nicole Smith, who is the right artist for this tarot card. So this deck is the most common tarot deck which you can see in the market at this moment. A lot of people will use this deck. So basically, the Fool in this illustration you can see is this young man who has a lot of stuff which is packed, and he's like not watching where he's going and about to fall off a cliff. And then we have this dog who is like warning him, hey, you don't drop off the cliff. The card is yellow, bright yellow, which shows that it is very positive outlook for this Fool. So it's like he has no care in the world, and whatever he want to do, he can go and do. Then it is also a bright sunny day. So normally in tarot cards, there are various secrets within a card. So within this card, you can see one of the secret is there's a sun card over here. There's the dog card over here. And then you have uh, I would say a transformation. If you look at the art space in this card, uh, 3/4 of the card is covered by yellow. 1/4 of the card is covered by white. So it means normally, people associate yellow with bright color, positive type of thing. And then there's a flower here. This is a rose, and it's white. So it's normally talking of what do you call transformation and new discovery. Okay, so anyone else have any other uh, aspects of this card which you want to bring up concerning this particular card? Sean, do you have anything you want to talk about this card?
Not really.
Okay, but you can see lah, this is the card which most people will use. So this is the full card. Okay, so it is also, well, in all aspects, this card normally talks of you being careful. Watch where you're going. Maybe a warning card. Maybe you should watch where you're going. Don't jump down because the dog is like warning you. So other aspects of this card will be shown in the next slide. Okay, so let's talk about another tarot deck, which maybe less people will see. This is a deck which is associated with Aura Soma. So Aura Soma is it's like a bottle with two colors, which people can, what do you call it, use as a like I would say to enhance your aura. That's why for this type of Aura Soma card, it is colors play a very important part for this what do you call Aura Soma direction. However, if you can see that within this Aura Soma card, there is two aspects for the same card, which is the Fool. So one is the outward Fool, and then one is the inward or return Fool. So in the outward Fool, you can see that this is the Fool who has started from a dark place, but he is being empowered, or there's like very strong energy within him. So in this card, you can see one of the aspects is there is this butterfly, and this Fool is the same as the previous Fool. He's like not watching where he's going and going to fall off the cliff, which is down here, which is the black part over here. So by the aspect of this Fool, it is like he is going into the unknown or to something which he has no idea of. And then you can see that the dog is more what do you call it, energetic, like telling him really that there's really a problem. Whereas you can see the other Fool is more of a, what do you call, more sure of oneself, I would say, because the aura which is given by this particular card is I would say more strong. And then you can see that the dog is not barking a warning. Instead, it seems to be like a protector over this. Okay, so you can see that there's a vast difference between these two different Fool. And then one more aspect about the second Fool is like this second Fool have like this angelic wings which is associated behind. This is a part whereby it shows that this Fool may be able to like levitate or can cross over this chasm with no problem. Yeah. Any other things you guys think about these two Fools which is different? Okay, and do you guys have any question about Fool at this moment?
Why is the 22 and 0 the number?
Or Simon? Oh, okay. So the number 22 is the Fool's number. Some people, because if we talk about numbers in the tarot, normally most people will associate the Fool as 0, which is the initial portion. So some people will associate it with the 22, which is a new beginning, which is transformation. Okay. But in the Aura Soma tradition, because they wanted to make a lot more bottles, so they have this Fool, which is the original Fool, which was created by the creator of Aura Soma. And then we have the 22nd Fool, which was later created by someone who is what do you call it? They wanted to extend this tarot journey thing. So that's why he used the card 22. So 22 in this aspect is the Fool who has gained some sort of enlightenment. That's why I also highlighted about the wings which is associated with this Fool. It's compared to there's no wing for this Fool. Okay. The other one is you can see that in the back of the 22 Fool is the 6-pointed star. Okay. Interestingly enough, the 6-pointed star in what do you call that, metaphysics, or in the drawing of sigil or the drawing of magic, is also the Star of Solomon.
Mm.
Okay, so this star is this is the star of this the six-pointed star is the Star of David, which is the that's why you can see what do you call, in the Israel's flag, there's the six-pointed star. It is supposed to be a very powerful symbol, which means that everything or all the powers are aligned in the perfection of God. So that's why this is an enlightened fool. Whereas you can see that the backpack of this this fool it consists of the 4 elements. You can see that the fire, water, earth, air, and elements are in the back. So instead of having a realized power, the potential power is within this fool as compared to the other fool. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why 22 is like the enlightened fool. This is a lot of potential working towards enlightenment type of fool. Okay,
Okay.
does that answer your question, Simon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, anyone have any other questions concerning these two cards?
I had a question about, I guess, the full card in general.
Sure.
So, you know how you said it was kind of like a warning that, you know, watch where you're going, don't just jump in the unknown. I've kind of heard people talk about the full card like, you should accept new beginnings and like keep an open mind kind of thing. So like it can be either of them, kind of like the enlightened fool and the less enlightened fool.
Ah, yes. Okay. So thank you for the additional meaning. So yes, the fool can also mean to venture to the unknown. So it's a new beginning for you because you are stepping off on a journey. So in most of the fools which you will be seeing later on, you can see that the aspect of walking off a cliff. So in the fool's journey or in the explanation, it is taking the divine leap to, you know, when you want to, or what people will say, to take the leap of faith, having faith in yourself to do something you don't know, even though like in this like not enlightened fool, you see the dog is like more what do you call scared or giving more warning to the not enlightened fool as compared to the other one who feels that this fool is already very sure of where he wants to go or where she wants to go, right? So it's like I would say the leap of faith card as well for all fools. Okay. Right.
Yeah, thanks. But
Yeah.
so does this mean that because it's like that, if you get the card in the reading, you may not know if it's saying watch where you're going or saying take a leap of faith? Is it like you have it?
Maybe I will go to the next card, then we will see
sure.
how it does. Okay, this is this is a very old tarot card. Okay, this tarot deck, you know, as the Sola Busca tarot. It is a tarot deck which is on the 14th century. This is created by those aristocratic family in the 14th century. So this card is before all the other two decks which you have seen. It is a deck which is currently in a Milan museum in Italy. The actual deck or the actual cost of this deck is like 2 or 3 million euro. The actual deck. What I bought is a copy so I can show people or I can study it. Okay, in this fool is interesting because this depiction of fool shows some guy lah. So this guy not dressed properly lah, because normally when you are aristocratic or you're very rich or a decent person, you should dress properly. So this guy like half naked, didn't dress properly. You can also see that the sandals which this fool is wearing is like rather sloppy, right? And he is holding this bagpipe, and he's wearing this like a clown type of headdress. And on his side, there's this raven. Okay, the interesting part about ravens in mythology is that ravens can talk secrets, or to warn him or tell him of things which you know or you may not know about the future. So in this aspect, the fool may be, this is only maybe because I do not know the artist. The artist probably died many years ago. Some of the people who have been studying this card is like trying to distract the fool from practicing his bagpipe skills and stuff like that. So in this aspect of the fool is firstly, it is a medieval aspect whereby you can see that this guy is actually not really understanding what is going on around him. Interestingly enough, in this card, there is this chasm which is behind him. You can see the black line over here. So it is also similar, but this guy is still like very firmly on the ground. So the aspect of this fool is actually the literal meaning of someone who is very foolish. Okay, so you know this card don't have hidden meanings, but it does not have the same aspect as that of the previous few tarot cards which we have seen, which is drawn in the rider white type of aspect. Okay, so this is a totally new one. Okay, we will go to the next card. Okay, so to answer Riam, your answer for this full aspect, it is a unique deck. It is this deck is known as the Thoth Tarot. Thoth Tarot, it has a lot of aspects which is to do with what we call Thoth, what do you call Egyptian mythology or Egyptian ideas. So within this Thoth Tarot, the idea of a new birth or a transformation is within this deck. So normally what we regard as transformation, we have firstly the butterfly, secondly we have the dragonfly, we have also lion, which talks of danger, the tiger here, which talks of danger, as well as this alligator, which also talks of the danger which the fool is in. So in this aspect, you can see a lot of zero or transformation or beginning of this. Literally in this aspect of the fool is I would say not so much a leap of faith, but it is that this guy is trying to do something, and it may be something which he has totally no idea what to do, because firstly you can see that there's the crocodile and the tiger there. Okay, this is also associated with the god Dionysus. Dionysus is the god of Dionysus is the god of wine and new birth. So likely this fool may be a bit alcoholic in that aspect. But interestingly enough, you can see similar to the Rider White Smith Tarot, the fool also have a bag which is located at the right hand side of this deck. So you can see in this bag, it has a lot of astrological markings. So you can see the markings of the 12 zodiac signs which are here, as well as some astrological markings. So it means that the fool have some help from the gods or astrology in this aspect. Okay, anyone else got any question concerning this card or this this particular card in this interpretation? Feel free to ask any question. I'm okay. Okay, no question. We go on.
Actually, are the symbols important in Thoth tarot?
Actually, Thoth tarot is yeah, the symbols are very important in Thoth tarot because Thoth tarot, according to a lot of people, can be used to do very powerful magic. Because within this Thoth tarot, you can see a lot of pattern thing, especially on the this spiral. This spiral actually is a form of Fibonacci sequence. So it starts small and spiral out in a Fibonacci sequence out to the outer side. In addition, there are also other aspects to this card which actually I didn't really touch on, but there are also other hidden secrets within this card which I don't think for beginners I can teach so much into this particular card. But Thoth tarot is a card with a lot of hidden secrets. So this, okay, if we talk about level of difficulty, the first card which I showed, which is the Rider White Smith and the Aura Soma deck, those are considered like beginner level. Then the Sola Busca tarot is a slightly different system, but it is like also requires different type of study. Then Thoth tarot, in my opinion, is the most challenging of all the tarot decks to master. Okay, so yeah, because it has a lot of symbology within it. There's a few symbology over there. If you can find out or you can see any of the symbology here, we can discuss about it. Anyone spot anything interesting which I missed out just now? I'll give you like maybe 2 or 3 minutes to have a look. This is I think this is new to a lot of beginners because Thoth is not some of the tarot deck which everybody will have seen before. Right? Any one of you worked with the Thoth before? No. Okay. So we can move on. Okay. This deck or this particular deck which we are talking about is a tarot deck which is done by a very famous artist. Okay. Have anyone heard about the name Salvador Dali?
Yeah, artist, right?
Yes, artist.
Yes.
Yeah, the melting clocks guy.
Yeah, melting clocks. So did you know that Salvador Dali did a tarot deck? And this tarot deck is done by Salvador Dali, actually for his wife and some close people. So this tarot deck is very unique because very few people at that time, especially like famous artists, will do a tarot deck. So we are quite honored that Salvador Dali actually did a tarot deck on this basis. So, but this tarot deck, yeah, okay. So you get first of all, in order to know why this is done by Salvador Dali, you can see at the bottom of this deck, this there's the DALI, which is the Dali signature. So this authenticates that this is a Dali deck. Okay. Next thing, in this particular deck, Dali tried to make fun of a lot of things. First, he tried to make fun of like what do you call Renaissance period painting. So you can see that the person who is here is a Renaissance person, and then the horse is also drawn in a Renaissance style. Okay. So the other aspect, which is this card, is because DALI is from Spain. So one of the aspect which he wants to put in this deck is about Don Cojontes. You know about the Don? Do everybody knows about Don Cojontes, or you want me to tell the story?
I'm not familiar with that. Can you tell the story, please? Thank you.
Okay, so Don Cojontes, he is actually a retired man who have quite a bit of money lah. So he read a lot of the Arthurian fantasies and a lot of knight and chivalry type of thing. So one day he decided to wear or buy some armor and then get a horse and then become like a knight lah. So this story on Don Contest is like he is a fool on a journey to act as though he's a knight, but actually he's a retired man. So one of the famous scene was he saw this windmill and he hallucinated and thought that this windmill was a dragon. So he charged the windmill. So if you were to see a lot of the Don Coentes type of story, it normally talks about him and the windmill type of thing. So Don Coentes is one of the very famous story in Spain, and it talks of a fool trying to live out his fantasy. So in this aspect, he has shown that this guy, which is reality, is an old guy lah. So he imagines that he's some sort of knight in shining armor going on a journey. Okay. Another interesting aspect of this card is that there is some butterflies like protecting him or giving him some sort of spiritual guidance. So also in the story of Don Cojontes, he was the person known as Don Cojontes was so sure of his vision and of his ideas that he was able to influence others to also share the same vision as him. So that's the aspect of why I feel this card is interesting. And then okay, the other card, the other two symbology here, which I don't really agree, is this symbol of okay, anyone knows what's this astrological symbol at the bottom right of this card?
Scorpio.
Yeah, okay, so in all the tarot books which I've read, in everything, Scorpio is never associated with the fool, okay? Because Scorpio is ruled by Neptune, then actually the fool by all the metaphysical box and whatever thing is ruled by Uranus. Okay, so this aspect I don't agree with the card, but other than that, it's a good card and it's a DALI. So yeah, so this deck is quite rare, and yeah, it's like you are walking around with 78 DALI cards, which you can say, oh, I'm an art collector type of thing. But okay, so this is DALI Tarot and the story of Don Cortez. Okay, anything else you guys see in this card which you want to talk about? No. Okay, let's move on. Okay, come. So tarot has a lot of different aspects, and one of the artists which I quite like is known as Paulina Cassidy. So Paulina Cassidy has the idea of drawing very fantastical creatures with fantastical ideas. However, point to note, as you see the full through all these cards, you will see that some of them follow different systems. Some of them will follow the Rider-Waite system, which can be clearly shown over here. Firstly, you will see that, okay, so firstly, why I like about Paulina Cassidy type of thing is the art is quite unique. and then she likes to do like very fantastical creature. So this fool on the left, it is also like a very happy type of fool thing. And one aspect I like about this particular one is that it has aspect that it is being lured by this plant over here to the edge, whereby you can see a monster is at the bottom of this lake waiting to eat her up. But it is also showing that this fool is also having friends to help. That's why there's the bird in this aspect to try and pull her back instead of letting her drop down and get eaten by this monster down here. Okay. So the other card also about this fool is by the same artist, but you can see that the color aspect is different. This fool is in the traditional garb of maybe 14th or 15th century jester in the court, and this fool seems to be more idealistic. However, you can see that there's a transformation between this card and this card. This card, you can see that there were already things which are already dead and water over here. Whereas this card is there's actually a monster here. So I don't know whether the monster have eaten a lot of things and is no longer there. Not sure. But within this aspect, you can see that this fool has a more controlled version, and it in it he does not have the traditional sack which has things inside and the wand over here, but the aspect of the dog which is warning the fool is also there. So if you like fantastic creatures or like fantasy type of art type of thing or special creation, you can look for Paulina Cassidy type of cards. She's not bad in doing that. Okay, now we talk about one of the most controversial tarot cards in the market. It is known as Osho Zen Tarot. So the Osho Zen Tarot is unique tarot because it does not follow the 100% the Rider-Waite system. However, in this aspect, you can see that it is following 80 to 90% the Rider-Waite system. This I like is because the fool has already taken the leap of faith. We were talking about the leap of faith, right, Mia, just now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in this, you can see that the fool has left or leapt out of the mountain or the cliff. She is like free falling already, right? So this aspect of the fool is free falling and has already let go of all inhibitions. Yeah, sometimes we are talking about the fool as something which has inhabitation because of the dog or whatever. So this guy is like already taken the leap of faith and flying off already. And also this aspect of the fool is I think more interested in the flower. So I don't know whether this fool has go and pluck the flower and drop down, or he feels that the flower is something which will help him levitate. So I'm not very sure about his logical thinking in this sense. But like what we said, it is an aspect of a card of a transformation. But what I like about this card is also about this illusion of this path underneath. So it begs to differ whether this drop from this height is it an illusion that the drop is actually this high, or is it just an optical illusion whereby the height of the fall is not as high as we think. Okay, so that's why this deck is a bit cheap because it has a lot of Zen aspects to it, which most tarot decks do not cover. Okay, moving on. Okay, this is a rather unique tarot deck. It is known as the Prisma Vision Tarot deck. So in this Prisma Vision Tarot deck, we have two versions. One is black and white version, which is on the left, and then one is the color version. In this tarot deck, the unique part is the Fool is depicted not as a person. There's no human here. Okay. Next aspect is you can see that most of the Fool which you see in previous pictures were in daytime. This is in the nighttime. You can see the moon behind. Then you can see a pelican. So this pelican is on top of this this pole thing. So he is looking at something in the water, like ready to pounce and attack something in the water. But he is not sure what is in the water. You know, pelican like to attack fish, right? But you know, when he go into the water and attack the fish, there may be other bigger fish which want to attack him lah, right? So that's one of the aspect which is the full aspect for this particular card, which makes it unique from others, right? Okay, so let's move on. Okay, this Fool is unique in the sense that this is from the Black Tarot. You can see the Fool. This time he's like very sure what he wants, and then he's in control of the situation. This aspect doesn't show that the Fool is going to jump down, but is like beginning something new. So we were all talking about some new beginning. The Rising Sun in all tarot decks or in all significators in the tarot significance is always about new stuff. So the Rising Sun is very powerful here. But what I like about this particular artwork is about the minimalistic view. You do not see the emotion of how the Fool is in this. Moving on. Okay. Anyone have this tarot deck? Or I think a lot of people also seen this tarot deck. So I will just let you know. So this is a tarot deck known as a True Black Tarot. It is a very popular tarot deck by a lot of YouTubers and in the market at this moment. So this deck is unique because it is all black in color. Some of the cards are all, you know, just black and white. So the Fool in this version is a child, and the child is surrounded by what you call I would think he is like jumping out of water to touch a butterfly, but he is also surrounded by energy. You can see that there's this swirl of energy behind, so that maybe leaving the water or coming out of the womb. Normally the aspect here is the lily. So as we talk a lot about symbology, lily represents like a mother or birthright type of thing. So it's like the the baby coming out of the water is just like giving birth and touching new beginning, which is this butterfly here. So incidentally, in this particular deck, there is another card which is known as a nut. This card also resembles the Fool. That's why I've also shown over here, because it is also a baby. But in my opinion, this card is the baby still inside the water over here. But this is the Fool is the baby coming out into the new world already, but surrounded with a lot of opportunities and faith. Okay. Anything else you guys see in this card, or you want to give question? No. Okay. Okay. So now we talk about one of my favorite artists. This is Ciro Marchetti's Fool. So basically, Ciro Marchetti, he's a very famous tarot card artist. He has done like a lot of tarot decks, and this is one of his most famous depiction of the Fool. So this particular deck which I have is unique because it has all the Fools which have been done in his career. Yeah, okay. So in his career, so like what I said, the element of the Fool is ruled by air, which is the symbol here, the triangle with a line in the center. This is the air. And then in his card, he likes to use the Fool as a jester. So all his cards will show, okay, all his cards will show the fool as a jester. So that's his trademark jester type of thing. But the fool can be in all sorts of dynamic type of pose and various type of pose. So in his fool is always a jester. So if you were to get some of his tarot deck, you will see that the fool is a jester. So also we also have some manga style tarot decks. Okay, this is a Arknight tarot deck. Arknight is a mobile game which personally I play lah, but it's quite cool. So this full talks of the main character, which is the doctor. So it's the new beginning for the doctor because he woke up from his sleep in order to start the game. And this is a full from Passing Shower Tarot. This is drawn in manga style. This tarot, you can see that it's also about a child, but you can see on the one hand, the child is walking towards a monster, which is over here. Interestingly enough, this monster have the Eye of Horus, is a like not very nice monster, but there's a dog or a mystical creature which is also protecting the fool. So this is an interesting card. Tarot decks come in all type of different forms. Okay, this is the tarot deck which is known as the transparent tarot. Okay, this tarot deck comes in transparency, so you can put layer of cards over each other. So the aspect of the fool in this is the butterfly and a new flower. The butterfly and the new flower, okay, the new flower is shown in the rider white and the butterfly is shown in the Thoth. So in this particular aspect, the artist wants to focus on these two symbols for the full card. Okay, so we are now going into the full in like different type of versions, which is not the common versions. So this is a tarot deck from a Thai friend of mine. It's known as a Bossa tarot. So in this tarot, you can see that the fool is a ghost, which is surrounded by fire. Okay, what do you think about how the fool is described here? Mia, do you have any idea?
Because this is very minimalist, so I'm trying to, because it's like there are 4 torches here, so like I'm trying to make sense of it, but unfortunately, like I'm not getting anything in a way that because it's very minimal, it's minimalist and it can tell a lot of things, but I am not sure. It's just that this one is unawareness, so I'm not sure, and I am not quite understanding here.
This card, yes, because it's very unique. Sean, do you have any idea or any view of this card?
This card. No way. So this, I don't know. This look to me like the typical. I don't know. It's like an idea kind of things. Yeah, but then it's nothing concrete because I think because of the fire, it gives me a feeling that there's a spark of an idea coming up, but there's no clear direction at all at this point of time.
Okay, so my view of this fool, because I know the artist, so I will tell you why he drew it in this manner. Firstly, you know that there are always spirits around. Okay, sometimes when a magician trap a spirit within a particular space, they will use boundaries, which is like the 4 torches which is surrounding this spirit. So it is saying that there could be people who are unaware that there's a spirit which is trapped within the four torches and go and blow out one of the torch, then the spirit will come out. So this is what they were trying to convey in this particular card. But it is also something which is like, because firstly, we do not know how spirit looks like or how ghost looks like. So we do not, like, let's say you enter a room and you can see that there are like 4 torches down there. You do not know whether what's inside the room may be some spirit which is hiding to attack you. So that's why you are unaware of this type of thing. So that's his explanation. So I just share with all of you. That's why I find it's a very unique type of full thing. Yeah. Okay, this is my last slide. Okay, good. Do everybody know what is this type of thing?
Shadow puppet. Wayang kulit.
Yeah, it's wayang kulit. So okay, you know, we have a lot of stories and tales of the wayang kulit when we were young in the kampong lah. But nowadays, you know, we have TV, we have iPad, whatever. The wayang kulit is no longer so popular lah. So in order to preserve the tradition, Indonesian tarot master spent time to collect the wayang kulit puppets and make it into a tarot deck, which shows it is known as a tarot wayang. So this wayang kulit in the tradition is known as bagon. It is a clown servant with like a fat stomach and stuff like that. So it's like a fool, and then they like to make fun of the main characters, or like, you know, when we see like a show like the Ramayana, or like the, what do you call, story with Buddha or what, you know, in between like one scene to another scene, this guy will come out and like do funny thing lah. So in a certain way, it is the fool to like inject humor into the shadow puppetry of the wayang kulit. Okay. So yes, I've ended my talk on the fool. This is my last card. Anyone have any comments on the discussion?
I think it's really interesting where, you know, different tarot decks, like the fool is depicted by the author, the creator, and the artist, and then it's because we are so used to seeing the traditional RWS, and then after that, like there are different. I mean, like I bought like some tarot decks. I've seen some decks like, oh, this is inspired by loosely adapted from RWS, and then there are also non-human themes and all. And I think that it's something, how say, a different look from the usual traditional RWS, which I think the fool is more of like the court jester, because last time in the olden days, the medieval era, like there's no TV, nothing, so entertainment. And when you came into the last card, the bagong, that one, right? Like halfway before you jump to the next scene, it's something like, okay, commercial break.
yeah, commercial break. Yes, correct.
Yeah, so I think that what makes me think, because when I look at the fool, initially when I studied the fool, it's like not really much of it. It's just like, oh, it's just a person, a character. Generally, we all know, oh, taking the leap of faith, and if it's in reverse, it's like another meaning, like, oh, you know, don't be stupid, you know. But then when you introduce the Soma aura, where, you know, there's the night and the day, and then why is it number 22, and why I mean, like 0 is of the fool. So probably like, oh, okay, I begin to understand why it's 22, because major arcana, the last card, it's the world, which is number 21. So instead of becoming the fool, now the fella has become the wise lah. I mean, that's what I can say. Correct? Yeah, so I think it's very different. Each deck has different themes and tells a story like that. Yeah, so that's my take.
Yeah. Sean, what's your view of how I conducted this this full type of talk?
Yeah, I like it because you include different decks. So you get to see the full from different angles, rather
Okay,
than
okay.
just the rider weight.
Okay. So now I want to show off lah, because I work very hard to do one tarot deck. So I show off the tarot deck, okay, to let you guys see. This is a totally unique version of the full. Okay. Then this will serve as the bridge between what we are going to talk about as the full and the next aspect of our talk. So firstly, this is the goddess. Okay, this is the full card. Then we also see that there's a dog here lah. So because we wanted to do like something like RWS, but where is the full? Can you see anything which resembles the full? Sean, what's your view?
I don't see. The egg. Is there an egg or something?
It is a seed lah, a seed.
Seed,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I think this one is closer to the full to me.
yeah. Okay. So the fool also talks of potential. I will give the story. So basically, this card talks of the divine, which is the goddess over here, and she got three helpers. The three helpers talk of the three elements: fire, air, and water. And then because the seed is on the earth, so the four elements are balanced here. But we need to always talk about what is the fifth element. What differentiates the four elements to what do you call to make it different now. So this is the aspect of the fool. And then why we put it as an egg? Oh, actually it's not an egg. It's supposed to be the paddy seed. You know, paddy, rice. Yeah. Anyone never eat rice before? Can let me know. Or you need me to explain about rice? Everybody eat rice before, right? Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So okay. So rice is very important in Asian tradition. So the food here is the growing of the rice, which is the seed, into the rice field, which is behind here, which is the grass over here. And then there's the dog aspect here, is to like guard over the rice and the growth of the rice in this card. So this is the Southeast Asian myth and story tarot, and this is the full card. Okay, so now we talk about, go to the next aspect of astrology. Okay, sorry. Do you guys know what are the four elements? Rhyme, do you know what's the four elements?
Like water, air, earth, fire.
Yes, that's correct. So water, air, earth, fire are four elements. In the tarot, we also have water, air, earth, fire. Okay. So I would let me. Okay, let me share you this card. Sorry, I didn't prepare slides for this particular aspect of the talk, but we will talk about it. So everybody can see the slide? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we talk about the pentacle. So pentacle is also the five-pointed star. So in what do you call it? The working of magic, the 4 points of this star represents the four elements, which is fire, air, earth, water. Okay. the working of magic, the working of this magic, also or like actual magic, the summoning or how you draw the 5-pointed star within the circle invokes different power in which you will draw the star. Okay, so the four points refers to the 4 cardinal elements, which is also shown in tarot as fire, earth, air, water. Okay, but what is the 5th element? Anyone wants to suggest?
Spirit.
Okay, that's good. Ram, maybe you want to suggest something?
I was just thinking spirit too, so I'm not, if it's not that, I'm not sure.
Okay. Sean, what's your view?
For this card,
No, for the, okay, like let's say, you know, in English mythology or normal thing, always is fire, earth, air, water, right? So for the 5th element, what do you think is the 5th element?
5th element, this I really don't know. Unless it maybe it included the Mandarin one, 5 elements. Maybe we might have one more.
金木水火土, right?
Yeah.
Matter.
Okay. It could if you talk about 金木水火土, then because the Chinese 5 element is metal, wood, fire, water, and metal, wood, fire, water, and
Earth.
earth. Okay, so it has two elements which is different from the Western mythos, because metal and wood would need to take the place of air and the 3rd element. So if we say that wood is equals to air, then metal will be the next element. Yeah. So okay, which is interesting. Okay,
Actually,
because
does spirit consider an element?
I will go into that a bit later. Yes, Mr. Simon, what do you think of the 5th element? Hello, Simon. Are you there?
Thinking.
Thinking.
Yeah, I'm not very sure, but I'm not very sure.
We are all open to discussion. I also have my own thinking of what's the 5th element. Okay, so a lot of people say that okay, don't quote me. This is my own understanding and what I view as the 5th element. It is not like hard and fast rule, but it is one of the aspects which is required to do magic. Okay, so Mia and Riam talk about it is spirit, right? Okay, then it is in a certain way also associated with metal, because one of the aspects of transformation is the transformation of metal. You know, the alchemic principle is to be able to transform metal into any type of other metal, or like, you know, to make lead into gold. Okay, so metal can also but you know, our human body, we also need metal in order to function. So all the minerals in our body, like zinc, like iron, like magnesium, and sodium, we all need that to function. If not, our body cannot function properly, right? Yeah, so metal is also not wrong if in respect to the metaphysics of in English of Chinese metaphysics. So personally, personally, because in the tarot there are 5 types of cards, which is the 4 elements and then the major arcana card. So the major arcana card is complicated because it consists of all the elements, which is the minor arcana card elements, which is the 4 basic elements. But it is also beyond that. Okay, so the aspect of spirit is one way to define that aspect. The other aspect to define spirit is known as Aether. Aether. Okay. This is based on what I view. Don't take it like a real fact. This is what I view. So Aether is a blend of all 4 elements in an aspect whereby it can create any of the 4 elements into something else. It's like the process of alchemic transformation. It is also the process which is known as it can be known as spirit, because spirit is the transformation of one process to another process, right? Let's think for a while. What makes life? What constitutes life? Okay. What is life? Okay. So, Sean, what do you think constitutes life?
Life, I think spirit, energy.
Yes. Mia, what you view as living and non-living?
Living and non-living in my take, my own
Yeah,
take.
we are all open for discussion. We are all learning here, Basically, you can say whatever you want. I won't fault you because I'm not a teacher.
Okay, for me personally, what is living is actually like not just like us like humans or animals or plants or whatever. I mean, like this is tangibly, but what I can say is that living is when you are really how say okay, this is very underrated for me to say, living up finding your living your purpose. I think it's very generic, but I feel to me is like living is like doing the things that what your soul calls you towards, going to for listening to the soul's calling and going towards it. Whereas non-living, it's more of like non-living is probably more of like ignoring what you're meant to do, what like basically rejecting to go for towards the purpose. That's for me lah.
Do you have anything you want to add, or what's your view of this living and non-living things and living and non-living? Do you want to add anything?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's kind of a complicated topic. I mean, I think there are blurry lines sometimes about what is living and what is actually not living anymore. But I guess maybe I'd say something living is something that has some kind of consciousness, even if maybe it's not a consciousness that humans are good at detecting. Like, I mean, plants, we don't think of plants as having a consciousness, but they can do things like, send out pheromones to target insects that hurt other plants in the same species. So they have something going on.
So what differentiates? Okay, so basically, the view of the 4 elements we can see, like fire, you know, because of lightning strike, there's the fire, there's the transformation, there's the heat there. Then we have water, which is, you know, you can see the water, our oceans, everything, that's the water. Then we have earth, which is the ground which we are standing on, as well as whatever solid things which we can see. And then lastly, we have air, which is the air which we are breathing. So those constitute of non-living thing. So ether or spirit is living, which is something which is able to blend all these four elements and create something new. That is my view of what is life, right? So yeah, Mia, I like your as above and so below. That's a very, very good thing which I'm going to share right now. So okay, this is wait, let me see. Okay, can you see this? This is the magician card. Okay, from the Sims Tarot.
I think you need to put the card right in front of your face then, case because you put by the side,
Okay,
it's
okay.
actually
I
too
will
much.
share the card. Okay. Okay. So okay, going on. So this is yeah, I think Sean saw this card before, right? Yeah. Okay, anyway.
I saw this before
Yeah.
at the launch before the launch of the
Yeah,
official.
this is the Sims Tarot Tarot Magician. So you know it's Taoist priest lah. So Taoist priest likes to manipulate all the forces or all the elements which is here. So you have the four artifacts of power. The wand, which is the like a flute type of thing. The sword, which is the wooden sword. The Bagua Jing. This is the pentacle, and then you have the cauldron, which is the water element. So as a magician, you yourself take the conscious effort to become the fifth element. Everything we do, every action we take, we are changing things around us, right? Because we are living. Like what Mia is saying, we must have purpose, we must have calling, we must have a conscious effort to do things. Animals or any other living thing which transform something to another thing also have part of this ether energy or the fifth element within them. So recognizing that ether is a constantly changing, evolving energy, how do you harness it? You must harness it in the way of a magician. It is a conscious effort to know what you are transforming in order for that energy to be considered energy. For instance, I want to drink water, right? So you will need to first pour yourself a cup of water and then open your mouth and put the water inside. Then the water will transform in your body to become something else. Okay. So that is the transformation inside of you. But like let's say you want to maybe dry maybe bake a cake. You are taking all the different ingredients and transforming it into a cake, correct? So the fifth energy is both around us, uh, surrounds us, and it's a conscious effort of how to bring faith or belief or visions or dreams into reality, just like the tarot magician. So my take of the fifth energy is this, which is the tarot magician. Okay. Any other view? Okay. Anyone want to add anything more about this fifth element thing? Or people have things which they don't agree with what I say? Okay, can, good. So the last, since we have time, anyone wants me to do a tarot reading for them? Hello? Zarek or Jasper, you want me to do a tarot reading? You can ask a question. I'll do the tarot reading for you. Oh, wait. Yeah, Simon has said that the fifth element can be time and space. Yes, Simon, please tell me about this time and space thing. I want to hear. Hello? Simon. Okay, anyway. Unmute you. Let me unmute you. Ask to unmute. Okay, you can unmute yourself.
Okay. Okay. What you're saying, the spirit, the part quite true, because okay, everything that actually in our life, like we having a session, right? Or even we cut down a tree, we build a tree to pick up use a wood, become to build a chair. So the chair have a timing of a living, because we use this chair for a time period until there's a period we will throw away. So there's a time and space. Okay. So like even like there's a cup, we use this cup can be used for maybe 10 years, 20 years, but until the certain timing, we also would throw. So there's a time space there. So for myself, that I think the fifth element, we are talking about timing. So the timing,
Time
okay,
itself lah. Time.
itself, yes, time itself.
Ah.
So even like we are talking that the magician, they do a spell to do something, they also have a this called 空间, the space for to do the spell. Is the timing, the time itself to put something out, and then it will last for a certain period and then it will end. So even like our life, our in the university point of view lah, what I have learned from the school, everything that actually you will have a time space for us to think what actually things actually can transform, and how it's going to even can expand or narrow in the thinking, what you want to concept. I mean, how you want to think about something, or how this thing going to change. So time can become transformation, expanding or narrow, or how you work. So it depends on how deep in is your thinking. Because if your thinking can think even wider, so a minor thing you can transform even bigger. If your thinking or intuition are very narrow, or your knowledge are just a very narrow, so your thinking expansion will be just a very limited. But the period of your your knowledge getting more and more, and your thinking getting wider and wider, and you can expand even wider and wider, so you can even think even more. So the thinking expanding more than time, you take more time think, right? It also can be expand to many kind of possibility things out for you to 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 transform it. So just like even achievement 顿家, we can see a lot of things in the different concept. If we put that in feng shui, also can see a lot of different of changes. So even in tarot cards, we're using one spread. We are not only reading for love, okay, you can reading for finance. So it depends on how is your mindset of changes. So the more that you think, the time frame there is allow you to have more kind of transformation and changes. It depends on how do you work it out. So I'm not sure that is this the fifth element that is my thinking is right or wrong.
No, there's no well, we are all here to discuss about this fifth element thing.
Yeah.
Your understanding of fifth element is not wrong. Okay, in the discussion of what is known as ether, actually my view of ether is also is actually also we can say also time and space, but it is a aspect which is which needs a control will or desire to use the four elements,
Mm.
right? Time and space does not use the four elements by itself, right?
Mm. Right.
Okay, because let's say you put something somewhere, right? It will still deteriorate, but it is also because of the other factors which is not controlled by control will, right?
Can say so, yep. You can
So
explain this way, yep.
yeah, time itself is I would say a dimension,
Mm.
right? That's why when you do a chart or a thing, time itself is a dimension. But however, the other aspect which we are talking about is space. Okay,
Mm.
space is very important because one thing can only occupy one space at a particular point in time, right? Yeah. So my view is it's an interesting aspect which I brought up, but the view of being time itself is it doesn't really interact with the other four elements, right?
Okay.
Because if there's no like conscious idea or conscious transformation, the four elements will still be the four elements, right?
Okay. I understand your point. Yeah, yep.
No, that's just my thinking. That's
Mm.
why I view time more as a dimension and not
No, it's actually okay. In the basic, actually, what you're saying is true. That's why I say it depends on your thinking and the top, the thing that you are focusing. And then, if you think deeper inside, then you will use up the four elements. Then you can use up the four elements to transform the things. So, what you're saying, the point is correct, accurate. But when we are thinking about something else, even deeper to see how it changed, right? You can use up the four elements to explain when you transform to A or B or C or D. This is the four different elements, and the four different kind of result will appear.
okay, understood. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So well, time is not wrong, like you can also say that as a fifth element. So
Yeah.
but there's no true final effort in the
Yeah.
in it, but it is also because time and space itself can be dimensions, it can also be elements. So it is a very interesting idea which I never really thought about. Thanks for bringing it up.
Actually, I actually what I agree with you. Dimension, I think not real elements. I think the time is more to the dimension side. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. So everybody good with this tarot meetup?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sean, any question you want to ask me? Zarek, you got what you feel of this tarot meetup?
Sorry. Okay. Quite interesting on the different type of cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
The different design and all this. Yeah.
Riam, what's your view of this tarot meetup?
Yep, all good. I like looking at, I mean, there were huge differences between some of them, and it was fun to see.
Mia, what your view of this tarot meetup?
I think this is really interesting where we get to see different decks and also hear different views and perspectives in terms of the elements and also live, living and non-living things. And yeah, pretty much like it's really nice to hear because I didn't manage to go to the first tarot meetup last
Physical one,
month.
yes.
Yeah, so I think that this is my first time attending and online, so it's an icebreaker for me lah.
Yeah. Anyway, we will have tarot meetup in person on the 20th of March. So let's we are going back to this Three of Cups. I hope everybody can join. It's a interesting place. I have the pictures of the previous tarot meetup. I think everybody had fun, but of course, definitely I will do more of this meetup on Zoom, because I view that sharing my knowledge, especially doing a comparison study of different decks, I think it does bring much more knowledge to everybody, right? So yeah, thanks for all attending this tarot meetup. Thank you. I will stop here. It's okay?
Okay. Have a
Okay.
good
Okay,
day.
sure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.